telling you that you stand for hate.
You're woe is me, woe is me. I have gotten hate.
You're a hateful group.
A flag that represents sex should not have any place in a building where children can be.
On February 11th, 2024, a call to action was sent out to hundreds of people to come and stand up for a little town in New Jersey, Dumont. At the start of the new year, Dumont and their all-Republican city council decided that it would be a good idea to put out an ordinance to ban all non-government flags at all government buildings. Now, this makes sense in theory, but in practice, there's a lot of complication. You see, Dumont has been having a Pride Fest every single year for the past 5 years. Now, every single year, that Pride Fest has ended at the Borough Hall, where there just so happened to be a pride flag hung at a government building. So effectively, this ordinance would be banning that pride flag. And that pride flag would be put up for the entire month of June to respect the history and the courage of the LGBTQ community. And this ordinance would effectively be banning that. Now, to my surprise, when we sent out this ordinance, a lot of people showed up. Like, a surprising amount. Enough where they called CBS. Or was it CNN? I don't remember. Was it CNN or CBS? And usually, these meetings go till about 10 o'clock on the later side. But so many people showed up to the point that there was 50 speakers, and the council had to vote on whether or not they would end the meeting at the designated 11 p.m. or if they would extend it to 11:30. To all the people who showed up for that, I'm very grateful. There were 2 speakers that were really for this ordinance, and they had some interesting commentary.
I'm going to keep this short. Firstly, I'd like to address how upset I am with the other residents of this town. This meeting has brought together a gaggle of the most delusional, disjointed, brain-rotted morons that this town has to offer. I don't even know why this is up to a vote. It's so ridiculous that you people aren't capable of seeing this poor administration's way of hiding their incompetence. The next thing that will go up for a vote will be if we should use a plunger to unclog the toilet the next time one of the council members uses it. I am in full support of the removal of the pride flag from the government building. A flag that represents sex should not have any place in a building where children can be. And that's generous coming from a 14-year-old.
Now, this is just a kid, so I'm sure he has a lot more learning and growing to do, and I'm sorry that I had to make an example out of him. But the pride flag doesn't represent sex. While I understand the confusion, the pride flag represents love and who we are as people. And hear me out here, it doesn't even just represent people who are LGBTQ. Raising the pride flag shows that you accept and encourage diversity and inclusion in your community. Now, admittedly, some of the arguments against this made sense. People were concerned about whether or not the public would have permission to put up flags of known terrorist groups like Nazis or ISIS. But what the council failed to recognize was that they could just say no. And then it was, oh, well, what if we put up a flag of Iran or Italy? And my response to that would be, if there's a designated event, then those exceptions could be made. But the point is that those things don't happen. And flags can't just be put up at any time. That's ridiculous. There is a process that people have to go through to get their flags put up. And every single year, the people that set up the Dumont Pride Fest go through that process. So, if, hypothetically, a hate flag were to go up, the people who want to put up that hate flag would have to go through those same processes. And even if you want to make the argument that those processes are too lenient, that's a whole nother story. Besides the pride flag, there are occasions that could call for additional representation. If Dumont had a large Italian population and they wanted to hold an Italian festival, I don't know, I'm just throwing things out there, they should be allowed to put up the Italian flag. And there is a specific purpose for putting up the flag. They're allowed to make regulations about what circumstances flags are put up. But to say, let's ban all of the flags, is just crazy. And it's causing more harm than good for all communities. But let's continue with the city council. For those of you who don't know how these council meetings usually work, you're not trying to convince the entire council to be on your side. You're usually only trying to switch 1 or 2 people to swing the vote in your favor. In this situation, it was a 4-2 vote, and the swing voter was Councilwoman Gidget Petrie. And if it's a tie vote, the mayor votes. And luckily, this time he was on our side. If we could switch Councilwoman Petrie to our side, then we would take this ordinance down. There's also another councilman that you should look at. He's in the black shirt. Just remember him for later. So after 44 of the 50 speakers spoke, it came down to a vote. And something interesting happened.
Councilmember Zaponte?
Absolutely not.
Councilmember Kelly?
No.
Councilmember Korolakis?
Yes.
Councilmember La Barbera?
Yes.
Councilmember Morell?
Yes.
Councilmember Petrie?
See, this doesn't help.
Please, Gidget.
Order, please, order.
I'm gonna have to vote no for this. I'm sorry.
See, originally, Councilwoman Petrie voted no on the ordinance. And you can hear the excitement in the room. You could hear all the people that were ecstatic that they could continue to be represented in their town. But then here's the interesting thing. About 30 seconds later, look what happens.
No, yes, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. Huh?
Hold it.
I do not want to fly the pride flag at Borough Hall. I would like to fly a banner, and I would like to maybe address the park.
Councilwoman Petrie, you need to clarify your vote.
She changed her vote. And people did not like that.
I just want to clarify the vote just to make sure. So I have Councilmember
So again, if you don't know, after an ordinance is voted on, usually the council allows for public opinion. And in this scenario, they did. And we shared our opinions.
Now you can speak. Sorry.
You're good. So I'm Danielle Nappy. I was up before. I'm just going to get started, Councilman Petrie. To say you're going to give us the sun, moon, and the stars, and then to not do your duty to represent the majority here as an elected official is disgraceful. No, it is our First Amendment right to come here and speak. To say that it was the other people's responsibility to come here and that they don't need, I heard somebody on the council say they don't have to be here. Ridiculous. If they don't come here, they obviously are not as bothered by it. When you have a majority here who is saying an opinion and you're going to make an excuse.
We have 20,000 people in our community.
Order, please.
You had 140 signatures on a petition, less than 1%, okay?
And how many of them showed up here tonight? Two people have showed up here tonight. And regardless of all of your intentions of why you passed this bill, because it's because of liability or lawfulness or whatever, that is not the president. You see a 14-year-old boy sit here and literally use hate speech against us.
A flag that represents sex.
I'd like to thank the teachers and the community that showed up because they're making up for your slack that you cannot back up your community. You have a majority here and you're not backing them up. You hear this applause because it's not for you. I have not heard a single applause for anybody but these two on the right here. And I would like to thank you guys so much for standing up besides the majority. If you're not competent enough to give a yes or no answer, you're not competent enough to represent this majority. I'd like to talk to you in the black shirt. Everybody else here, I understand we have differences in opinions and that's okay. I respect that. I don't respect you in the black shirt. You've been smug and it doesn't come off as confident.
Do you have any idea how many hate mails I've gotten? My address, I got doxxed this week.
And my entire life,
So if you want to talk about
my
hate,
entire life, I've gotten hate speech.
the level of hate that I've received in 2 weeks, my family, you have no idea.
I've gotten hate threats.
You have no idea. I don't stand for hate, and you shouldn't either. But your community has said nothing but
hate right now.
Hate? No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
You have no evidence of that, but I have evidence of the amount of hate I've received in the last 2 weeks.
It's
disgusting.
Every single person
it's
tonight,
disgusting.
And your face and
it is
laughing
disgusting.
And the comments that you have made. Do you think that is correct? Do you think that you can't sit there and be respectful? This is affecting everybody's life here. This is my life. But it's about you here. You're the victim of this.
I don't believe I'm a victim.
But,
I'm telling you that you
come
stand
here
for
and
hate.
you're
What
woe
you
is
guys
me, woe
do
is
is
me.
just as
I have
hateful.
gotten hate
You're a
hate
hateful
threats
group.
for. That's good, and you're gonna tell me that that's not a bigoted statement. Yeah, even your own council is trying to shut you up, do this cover up work, because this is crazy. I would like to thank everybody who is here to support us. I would like to thank you two for voting for us. I really do think it means a lot. And I would like you all to look at my face and see this when you lie down tonight. Think about all the future generations, and especially you, all the future generations that will not get to feel the community that I was a part of, all the future generations that will kill themselves, that will harm themselves, that will go through years and years of torment because of this decision you made today. Thank you.
Absolutely ridiculous. But I showed you that so you could kind of understand what the tension was like in that room. But let's get back to Councilwoman Petrie. Here's the conversation I had with her.
I'm Eddi Raymond, Bergen County Office of LGBTQ Services. I didn't establish before that I work with kids. I work with kids my age, I work with kids younger, I work with kids older. I work with kids who are afraid to go to school every single day. I work with kids who are afraid to go home every single day, that find the little bits of joy in feeling seen, in feeling heard. And ordinances like this one will take that away. I was having a conversation before with one of the young boys who delivered this speech in my hand here that was quite disgusting.
Present sex.
And I was having a conversation with one of his friends, and he had explained to me that he felt very strongly that people of our identity deserve to feel seen, deserve to feel heard. But in my opinion, he was convinced by those around him that that was not the right thing to believe in. And I told him that he has good in his heart and that he is surrounded by bad, disgusting, immature people that scream at teenagers like they're their dad. But I told him that he has good in his heart and that he knows what the right decision is. And that the amount of people this would hurt is not worth the pain, is not worth this agony, is not worth putting together hundreds and hundreds of, it's a lot of people, to come to this. And to have, what's this, I'm number 44, speakers, it's ridiculous. And Councilwoman, I know you know what's right. You said what was right. And maybe it's the semantics, the logistics of it. And that can be worked out on a later time. But you knew that you had made the right decision, and you felt convinced otherwise by maybe the not so educated people around you. And I'm sure as a woman who has lived on this earth, you're very young. Yes. Who has lived on this earth for long enough to know what it's like to feel oppressed, to feel discriminated. You must know what it's like to see that in other people. I'm sure you must have seen some of the oppression other people go through. And you must know what it's like to feel seen. Have you felt seen before? Okay. So then I ask you, like, why do you feel compelled to take this away from so many other people, other than just the logistics of it? Because you know the harm, and you can take it back. You know you can take it back, and you know how to do what's right. Like, I see it in your face, and I know you know it's hard. There is another way, and you know this, and you know the impact it's gonna have on people. So please, do not do this. Anyways, I'm sorry for taking up your time. Councilwoman, you know the right thing to do.
At around 11:15, I knew that the vote already said yes, and there was no hope in changing that. So we left. But first, something happened.
Even yell. Students yell at me all the time, but I don't get to yell back. And I think we're both in the same position here as Representative Dumont. It's my 5 minutes. I haven't asked you a question. I know how to filibuster. You were preparing. Okay.
You see that? Councilwoman Petrie just got up, and you can't see it on camera, But I know what happened. She got up and gave me her business card. Before we continue, I have to remind you guys not to spread hate or to attack these people or to dox them or to put them in any form of danger. Ultimately, all that is going to do is make them more unlikely to take our side. However, I did send Councilwoman Petrie an email with some of my constructive criticisms. Let me read it for you. Dear Councilwoman Petrie, we spoke at the council meeting where you gave me your business card and told me to contact you. In just a few days, I have seen the impact of your decision to say yes to the flag raising ordinance. Students have come to me in fear that similar action will be taken in their towns, and many have already expressed that they don't feel like Dumont will be the safe space it once was. I am aware of your moral dilemma, but I also know that you still made your choice. I do not know what your true motives were, and I don't even know if you know. I don't know if it was a political move to appeal to your constituency. I don't know if it was to appeal to the other councilmen who also voted yes to the ordinance. What I do know is that you knew what the moral decision was, and something happened to make you change your mind. I know that you made your choice, and the ordinance was passed. That doesn't mean there is no way to make an ordinance repeal. I have the utmost respect for you, and I know that you know how to do the right thing. And you know just how many people you would make respect you in the same way I do if you do said right thing. I am open to talking more if you'd like to. If it's easier to communicate by cell, my phone number is... Yeah, I am not saying that. Please have a great night. Eddi Raymond. Call me stupid, but I genuinely do believe in the good of people. Even the guy in the black shirt that screamed at a teenager during a council meeting. Seriously. But I also believe that many people are misguided, but still have an open mind. To those people that have an open mind, it's our job, as good people, as friends, as family, to help them see some of their wrongs, and to maybe help them do a little more right. The ordinance has gone through, and a precedent has been set. Stop. Is this working? I think we're working. Okay, it's working. The rest of the video is not going to be at the same quality that the first half of the video was. You know why? This entire part was recorded a month later. This video took me a month to make, okay? And I lost my mic, and so I can't connect to my phone, so I don't have my nice camera. So you watch the video so far through, you're going to watch the rest of the video. Because you know what? I was about to release this video, and then the day before, we got a new development. We got a wonderful, wonderful voice message from Councilwoman Petrie. So, watch the rest of the video, listen to the voice message. Trust me, it's worth waiting for.
You have one saved message. Saved message. Hi, Eddi. It's Gidget from Dumont Council. I just want to say I love your message. I absolutely adore it. I apologize I haven't gotten back to you in quite a while. This season I've had the flu 4 times, lucky me, and, you know, life and work just get in the way, and I just want to apologize. Anyway, I do hope to see you at the March 11th meeting. I think you'll be okay. I think you could be happy. That's all I can say. I've had many, many, many conversations. Let's just say, you know, went back and forth a little bit, and, you know, here we are. So if you want to call me back, you can. I work tomorrow, and I have meetings tomorrow night, but let's, you know, catch up if you want. And, you know, we'll figure it out. I hope to see you on March 11th. I'll talk to you soon.
So you know what I did? I went to that meeting. And guess what happened?
Next on the agenda is Ordinance 1646. As I said earlier in the attorney report, the borough received a notification that the mayor vetoed the ordinance. That's why it's listed to show that it's been vetoed. Under borough law, it would require a motion from somebody on the governing body, a second, and a 2/3 vote to override the veto. I was informed that wasn't happening, but it still has to be listed on the agenda anyway as a veto. So now would be the time if anybody were to override the veto. Otherwise, we would move on with the agenda to the next listed item. So if there is no motion, then the veto, seeing there is no motion, the veto would be in effect. The ordinance dies, and the next, we can move on to the next issue on the agenda.
The ordinance died. No joke, no counter veto. The ordinance is dead. With the help of the collective force of people who wanted to do the right thing, we blocked an ordinance that would limit the representation of already underrepresented communities. You guys don't understand the shock I was in when I walked into that room and saw 150 people, mostly all with the intent to block this ordinance. In such a short amount of time, we were able to organize. That is insane. After the second meeting, I spoke to Councilwoman Petrie, and she had shared her commitment to pro-LGBTQ plus causes in Dumont, and I'm hoping that the people of Dumont will be able to see the fruits of her labor. Again, I want to express my gratitude towards Councilwoman Petrie. I know how hard it is to make the right decision, but you did Gidget. Thank you. And I'm sorry if it's a little weird that I'm addressing you on this and the attention that might draw, but thank you still. And I'm sure that the people of Dumont will thank you as well. But I'm also sure that you'll still get criticism regardless. And I hope that you'll keep up the promise that we made to continue to fight against discrimination, no matter what happens and who tries to convince you. You owe nothing to your fellow politicians. The only people you owe anything to are the people you serve. On that note, I also spoke to Black Shirt Guy after the meeting, and I share this partially because it's funny, but I also share it because I want you guys to have the same information that I have. And also out of some respect for him as a human being. He told me that he wanted to set the record straight and take partial credit for this ordinance not going through because he decided not to override the veto. This is an opinion. I am saying an opinion right now. What is following after this sentence is going to be an opinion, but I think that's insane. You don't get credit for being too lazy to take away people's rights. All credit should go to Councilman Kelly and Councilwoman Aponte for voting no in the first place, Councilwoman Petrie for changing her vote, and to Mayor Russell for deciding to veto this ordinance. Once again, thank you all who actually helped this ordinance get rejected. And I leave you with this. If you think that you can't make political change, that is not true. I've expressed this many times, and I hope that all of you watching will understand my motivation. But I am not from Dumont, New Jersey. I also know that many people at that meeting are not from Dumont, New Jersey. But we all had one common goal. Show that we care. When one community fails, another will come next. When we show solidarity, we protect each other. That way, when problems come to us, we don't have to face them alone. This does not mean that New Jersey's safe. This does not even mean Dumont is safe. I know how easy it is to assume that since Jersey is a liberal or blue state, there's never going to be any threats to any traditionally oppressed communities. We know that's not true. We just saw it. And it can happen again. When we speak up, we make things happen. When we speak up, we make things happen. Silence is a choice. And it's a choice we can't afford to make. Always continue to spread the word. If you like this video, please show a little love in the comments. And I try to upload shorts nearly every day, so be sure to subscribe. Also, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at Eddi Raymond. Take care of yourselves. I love you all, always. Please, from the bottom of my heart, have a fantastic night. Oh my gosh, I'm recording this on my computer webcam right now, which is crazy. I was recording it on my phone, and I got a lav mic myself, and then I bought 2 lav mics for myself, and I lost the connector piece for both of the lav mics. I'm looking. Wait, there's a piece that goes here and here, and I lost both of them, which is crazy. I don't even know how I managed to do that. So I can't record from my phone. I can't record like this from my phone anymore. So sorry for the crappy audio quality on that last part. I've legitimately been working on this video for a month now, which is insane.
I've been working on this video for a month, and it's like I have no audio quality, I have no video quality. Um, I I guess one thing I wanted to mention that I didn't mention was that like a lot of people helped with this. This wasn't just me. Like I'm here, right? I helped organize this. I helped organize the protest. I reached out to Petrie, but that wasn't all me, right? I had the help of people who made the flyer. The people who told me that this was happening, the people from Dumont that I reached out to who told me what was happening from their perspectives. I had all the people that showed up to actually protest, and the people who showed up the second time, and also the in between time of being like, okay, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? So, and I feel bad because I don't want to just talk about like, oh guys, look at me, this is what I'm doing. I feel weird like wasting y'all's time to watch a YouTube video. But it's people have to know what's going on. So here I am sharing that information, and I really, really, genuinely hope that you got something out of this. And I don't, if no one got anything out of it, I will stop. This takes a lot of time, but I do enjoy making videos. I do enjoy making the videos. So I can keep making them. I can. There's a lot of things I want to talk about. A lot of things I've been wanting to talk about. I am a political activist, right? Outside of here, I try my best to help the community, but there's only so much that I can personally do, right? Except for truly speak up and trying to work with organizations, trying to make a positive impact wherever possible. And I really want, like, if you're watching this right now, I want you to go out into your community and look at the problems, or look at potential incoming problems, right? Like the first thing I did as soon as Trump got elected was I said, "Hey, if something happens, come to me. I know what to do. We can do something about this." So, hey, if you're in my area, northern New Jersey kind of, I'm here. I'm here. Like, there's only so much I can do. But look, there are organizations. Find out your local organizations, right? There are organizations that do really, genuinely good work. Take advantage of them. Take advantage of them. Do not let their fear get to you. Yo, this is like an entire short, okay? But I don't care. I'm ranting because this is end credits, and I'm probably just going to let it fade out, okay? Do not let their fear get to you. Do not let anyone take advantage of your fear, because you can do good work. You can do good work, and you deserve to be seen. You deserve to be heard, okay? Your voice matters. So speak up. We can't afford the silence. Again, I love you all. Please have a fantastic day.